The cold rain tapped softly against the windows of downtown Seattle. Traffic lights reflected across wet streets. Office towers glowed beneath the evening sky. Thousands of employees hurried home to their families. But on the 23rd floor of Kingston Financial Group, Daniel Carter was still working, 42 years old, single father, junior accountant. A man who spent most of his life being overlooked, not because he lacked talent, because life never gave him a chance to show it. Most people inside Kingston Financial barely noticed Daniel. He wore the same modest suits, drove the same old sedan, ate lunch alone, worked quietly, and never complained. What nobody knew was how much pain that quiet man carried. 8 years earlier, Daniel's wife Emily died during complications from a sudden illness. One ordinary month, one terrifying diagnosis, and then she was gone, leaving Daniel alone with their 4-year-old daughter, Lily. Suddenly, he became everything: mother, father, teacher, provider, protector. For years, his life became a non-stop battle: morning school runs, late-night overtime, hospital bills, rent payments, homework sessions, and countless nights staring at the ceiling wondering how long he could keep going. But every morning, Lily hugged him and whispered, "You're my favorite person, Dad." Those words became his strength, his reason, his purpose. So he never quit, never gave up, never stopped fighting. Meanwhile, several floors above Daniel's office, Sophia Kingston stared through the glass walls of her executive suite. 37 years old, CEO, billionaire heiress, business genius, magazine cover star, the daughter of one of the wealthiest families in Washington. Everything about her life appeared perfect: private jets, luxury homes, corporate power, endless opportunities. Yet none of it made her happy, because success had created a strange problem. Nobody treated her normally. Employees feared her. Investors flattered her. Executives agreed with everything she said. Men pursued her wealth instead of her heart, and over time, Sophia stopped trusting people, especially people who wanted something. That was why Daniel fascinated her for nearly 2 years. She had quietly observed him, not in a creepy way, in a curious way. Every month she reviewed employee reports. Every month Daniel's name appeared, consistent, reliable, honest, never seeking attention, never taking shortcuts, never asking for favors. One afternoon, Sophia noticed something unusual: an accounting mistake worth nearly $50,000. A mistake that could have easily gone unnoticed. Instead of hiding it, Daniel reported it immediately, even though exposing the error created extra work for him. Sophia remembered thinking, "Who does that?" Most people protected themselves. Daniel protected the truth. That impressed her. Weeks later, she discovered another story. One of Daniel's coworkers had fallen behind on rent, without telling anyone. Daniel secretly paid 2 months of the man's rent. When Sophia learned about it, she was shocked. The employee barely knew Daniel, yet Daniel helped anyway. No publicity, no recognition, no reward, just kindness, real kindness, the rarest thing in the world. The more Sophia learned, the more curious she became, until one Friday afternoon, she made a decision, a reckless decision, the kind that terrified her advisors. She walked into Daniel's office. The entire department froze. Because CEOs didn't visit junior accountants ever. Daniel looked up from his computer, immediately standing. "MS, Kingston." Sophia smiled. "Daniel." Room became silent. Coworkers pretended to work while secretly listening. Sophia folded her arms. "I need your help." Daniel blinked. "My help?" "Yes." "With what?" Sophia hesitated, then lied, a complete lie. "My parents are hosting a family dinner." Daniel waited. Sophia continued. "They want me to bring someone." Daniel looked confused. "A business partner?" "No." "Lawyer?" "No." "Then who?" Sophia smiled. "You." Office nearly exploded. Several employees actually dropped papers. Daniel stared at her, certain he had misheard. "Me?" "Yes." "Why?" "Because you're the most genuine person I've ever met. Because I trust you. Because I'm tired of fake people. Because I want to know if someone like you can still exist." Those were the real answers. Instead, Sophia simply said, "Because I need a favor." Daniel looked completely lost. "This doesn't make any sense." Sophia laughed. "I know." "Then explain it." "I can't." Daniel rubbed his forehead. This felt like a prank, a very expensive prank. "Probably the worst choice possible." Sophia smiled. "Actually, you're exactly the choice I wanted." The conversation made even less sense, but somehow, Sophia convinced him. 2 days later, Daniel stood outside the massive Kingston estate, and immediately regretted agreeing. The mansion looked more like a palace. Luxury cars lined the driveway. Fountains sparkled beneath golden lights. Security guards patrolled the grounds. Everything screamed wealth. The kind of wealth Daniel couldn't imagine. He adjusted his suit nervously. The suit wasn't new. He borrowed it from a friend because his own clothes weren't fancy enough. Sophia noticed immediately. "You look fine." Daniel sighed. "Easy for you to say," she smiled. "Why, you own half the city," Sophia laughed. "Half?" Daniel raised an eyebrow. "That isn't reassuring." The first time all evening, Sophia genuinely relaxed. Because Daniel never treated her like a billionaire. He treated her like a person. And she liked that far more than she should have. The front doors opened. A butler welcomed them inside. Daniel's nervousness doubled. Marble floors, crystal chandeliers, paintings worth more than houses. Everything felt overwhelming. Then footsteps echoed across the grand hallway. Sophia's parents appeared. Richard Kingston, founder of Kingston Financial, self-made billionaire, business legend. And beside him, Margaret Kingston, elegant, intelligent, observant, the woman who could read people within seconds. Richard smiled politely, then looked at Daniel, and frowned slightly, not out of disrespect, out of confusion, because this wasn't what he expected. Sophia had never brought anyone home before, not once, not in 10 years. The room became awkward, very awkward. Then something happened, something Daniel never saw coming. Sophia walked forward, wrapped her arm around his, looked directly at her stunned parents, and calmly said, "Mom, Dad." She paused, then smiled. "Meet the man I'm thinking about spending my future with." Silence, absolute silence. Daniel nearly stopped breathing. Richard froze. Margaret's eyes widened. The butler dropped a serving tray, and Daniel stared at Sophia in complete shock, because this wasn't the favor she described, not even close. And in that moment, he realized his boss hadn't invited him to dinner. She had tricked him into something far bigger, something that was about to change both of their lives forever.